Thank you. Welcome to the AYA presentation. Very quickly, forward-looking statement. Maybe I should bring you back. We're in Morocco, in the Atlas Mountain, 2,000 meters above sea level. And around us, it's 4,000 meters, like the Alps. It's a district that is a virgin district. It's never been looked at except by the Romans 2,000 years ago, and only reserved for state-owned enterprises for the last 100 years. They've opened up only 10 years ago when this company was created, and they were able to acquire some assets. So it's very unique, very rare. If I ask you, would you like to invest with us in 1900, we're going to look at the Carlin trend. Or if I ask you in 1995, would you come with us in West Africa, and we're going to look at the Houndé trend, which I discovered in Burkina Faso, where they have, because we're not there anymore, 11 mines. Well, here's the same thing, is you have a trend that was protected, that just opened up 10 years ago. There was one company that took some assets. Everybody else just passed. So this is where we are. This is our first mine in production, and I'll give you some of the numbers. Forward-looking, just quickly, because it's so important to I think I went just a little bit too quickly. In mining, we all know this, but I'm saying the truth. It's all about the team. This is the SEMAFO team 2.0. I started this by myself, 1995. When I left, we had 3,000 employees. We had 3 mines that discovered 7, that sold 4. We had a 3.5 billion market cap. And I went a bit early, but in 2012, I created my family office, and we went into battery materials. And we went to copper, cobalt, graphite, and we still have that. And so I brought the team back because we sold in 2018 SEMAFO to Endeavour Gold. The team became available, and we bought AYA, which was on the floor, almost bankrupt. Brought the team back in, and today it's an $800 million company, and it's the SEMAFO 2.0 team, except for the gentleman here, Mustafa El Wafi. I don't know if this is working. At the top, Mustafa ran OCP, which is the largest phosphate company in the world, 26,000 employees, $5 billion a year in net profit, and he ran that until he took an early retirement and joined us as our local president and managing director. The board, nothing special about the board, except we own 52% of this company. So that's the only thing special. 3 billionaires, others trying to be billionaires. That's it. It's, I'm just kidding, but it's very rare that you see a mining company where the board is at 52%. This is the history over the last 10 years. The assets were acquired by previous management that did not know really mining. So they bought the assets, but they did not know what to do with them. And we came in 2020, first month of COVID. We took over and we did a complete restart of the organization. Now, this is the best kept secret. You all have to go to Morocco for a holiday, for the food, for the scenery, but also for the geology. It's the best kept secret, but it's the most attractive mining code in the world right now. It's ranked number 2 by the Fraser Institute. You need to get new batteries for this, eh? The laser doesn't work. Yeah, so it's number 2 by the Fraser Institute. It's number 8 as far as global, the global environment of mining, and I think it'll be number 1 next year. It's got the best belt, it's got the best mining code, the best tax regime, everything. They give you a mining permit with a PEA. And they give you a 10-year renewable mining permit, which is renewed automatically as long as you keep mining. So it's quite interesting. And we're there, really. And again, I've built mine in China. The El Dorado Chinese division, I sold it to them. We've built mine all over Africa. We've looked at projects in Quebec, which I really do not recommend, and we are building in Morocco right now, which is absolutely fantastic. So this is the belt. As I mentioned, it's 1,000 kilometers long. 65% of it has never been walked. This is amazing. So we're on the left-hand side. AYA is a pure play silver. We don't have anything but silver. Sometimes we're mining 6,000 grams per ton silver for weeks. This is the highest grade silver deposit currently in the world. And our capital structure, I mentioned that quickly. We have 116 million shares. Options and warrants is for the current management team. The share price is around $8 depending on the day. So a market cap of 800 to 900. And as I mentioned to you in the little circle, at the board we own 52% of it. And in the last deal that we just did, we did a deal 3 weeks ago, $92 million. The book was 3 times oversubscribed. And the board wanted to put 20 million, but we cut everybody down to 5. So it's rare that you see this where the board is so involved and the management team is so involved. So we trade 500,000 shares a day plus or minus, so it's easy to come in, it's easy to come out. And we have 125 million US in the bank and a line of credit. And ESG, if you come to PDAC, there'll be a whole presentation on this. We have an ESG loan, 7%. Rates comes down if we meet KPI on ESG. Emission, water management, reporting. So there's 85 pages of KPIs. But if we meet the KPIs, our interest rate comes down. But the starting interest rate is 7%. So we took over COVID first month. We couldn't go to Morocco for a year. So we were Zoom management. 130 employees, we're now 700, so we were hiring, changing things. It took a bit of time, but we got the production back up per quarter at about 500,000 ounces at a cash cost currently of $12. So that's coming along quite well. We're cash flow positive, we're making about 20 million a year, but that's not where the upside is the value creation comes from the drill bit, from finding ounces. We arrived, we had 10 million ounces. We put 7 million in the ground, we have 44 million ounces. We put 7 million in the ground, we have 96 million ounces. This year we'll put 20 million in the ground and we'll have a few hundred million ounces. So the structures are there, we just need to drill them. We follow them and I'll show you some maps. And it's just now drilling. We have local contractors. You know the cost of drilling in North America, sometimes $500 all in. Us in Morocco, all in is below $150, including assays, everything. It's below $150 a meter. So the cost of operating in Morocco is 2/3 less expensive than anywhere else around the world. So, of course, and this is how you create value, is ounces per share. Because, you know, we can quadruple the number of shares. If you don't multiply your ounces by 10, you're not creating any value. So here we've increased ounces per share by 630%, and our cost of discovery is 18 cents per ounce. The best hits in our sector, we have 15 of the top 50. And 2 days ago, we announced 16 new drill holes that qualify almost on this table, meaning the coefficient of meter times grade is greater than 10,000. The top one is at 80,000. That's the coefficient of meter times grade. I know this is small, but it's on our website. You can, if you want to take a look at this, it's on our website. But we have the best drill hole in silver and not equivalent. We are pure silver. We're not like gold, silver, lead, and zinc. It's pure silver. The top intercept in our geological model as well is extremely, should I go this way? Okay. So from our geological model, because time flies, we went from 96 million ounces of M&I to 71 of reserves, and at 2 million a year production, it's a 35-year mine life. So of course, what we did is we immediately did a feasibility study, and we said we're going to quadruple the production 4 times to 8 million ounces a year. To do that is a capex of 140 million. So we're 95% purchased or committed. We are 30% built, and we're on time and on budget. That's all I can say. So it will get delivered, and we'll be producing 8 million ounces next year, and an all-in cost of $950. Currently, the all-in cost, the cash cost is $750. We're going to be all in at $950. So if you think that 25 is the target next year, less $10 of all-in costs, $15 of EBITDA per ounces of production, times 8 million ounces, it's 120 million US. And that for the foreseeable future. So this is what it looks like. It's like being on the moon or in Nevada and nobody around. You walk on the geology. It's a VMS system, so it's a massive sulfide volcanic. You walk on the structures, you see them. It's very easy. The construction is not a science project. It's state-of-the-art, crushing, milling, leaching, state-of-the-art. We've built our group. This is our fifth or sixth construction on time and on budget. The beauty of this project, the base case is at $22 silver. It has a 48% IRR, unleveraged. At $36, it's got 117. And at $16, it has 21, so it makes money. And include in your model 100 million, 7% loan, and the internal rate of return on capital invested is really, really high. So it's a beautiful project. And the reason is grade. Grade makes everything, brings the cost down, brings everything down, and that's the reason. So construction is under management. We have 15 people full-time in construction management. We follow this on a weekly, daily basis. And as I mentioned to you, we're 30% build, 20% dispersed. That's always a good thing. And we are 95% committed on all the items. The three elements of ESG loans is emission, water, and tailings, of course, tailings. On emission, we just signed a 20-year with Morocco, with the state-owned, with the Hydro-Quebec or Hydro-Ontario of Morocco, a 20-year PPA for solar energy and wind, 7 cents per kilowatt hour, 7 cents for 20 years. So we had mine in West Africa, we're running at 35 cents. And so unless you're in Quebec where you'd be running at 4 or 5 cents, it's extremely rare. We're running at 7 cents. So all the energy is green. So our scope 2 emission goes straight down to almost zero. We haven't yet included new trucks because the smaller trucks for underground mining have not yet been developed electric. They're working on the bigger trucks right now. But why you're here, and I've kept 8 minutes for this, is about exploration. It's all about geology. Why this company is a 10-bagger from here, it's just because of geology. So if you take a look at geology, this is the belt. We have a dominating position on that belt. This is our mine. So you see the top is the top of the mountain. The gray area is the granite. So the granite was the original mountain, 550 million years old. 25 million years later, another geological event, it came and it put a sponge of material on top of the mountain, which is completely mineralized. So it's 1.4 kilometer long, it's 700 meter deep, it's 20 meter thick, and it's silver. So we go in there and we scoop it out. The Romans found it 2,000 years ago, and it's been stop and go for 2,000 years. When we arrived, they had done 36 kilometers of tunnels and galleries, and they identified a very, very high-grade zone. So we made that into international standards, and we're mining this now every day, 24/7. And we produce, 500,000 ounces a quarter, 2 million this year, 8 million next year. And the sponge, what I'm showing you here, once it's going to get drilled down, you see all the lines are new drill patterns. We're drilling this as we speak. We have currently 4 drills turning. We'll have 6 soon. And we're drilling down all the way down to the granite. Once we hit the granite, we'll have about 15-year mine life at 10 million ounces a year. And the plant is built to go to 12 million ounces a year. So we're running it because you always want to run a bit slower than full tilt. So we're going to start at 8, and then we can go to 10, and then we can go to 12. That will give us that. Now this, what you see here, I'm sorry it's a little small, it's that black oval. And all the territory is ours, 100%, and all the dots are grab samples, geophysics, geochem, satellite imagery of outcropping of gold, silver, and copper. So this is what is called a district. If you have that anywhere else, there's 50 companies. We have it all. We own all of this 100%. So we expect to find additional structures like this in the next year, 2 or 3, and even grow this to a bigger discovery. Our neighbors, Imiter, which is Managem, the king's mine or the state's mine, Imiter, has got 5 of these oval. They have 400 million ounces of resource, and they produce 5 million a year for the last 50 years. So it's a major district. Morocco is a major mining district. So this is our first project. Just want to show you geophysics works extremely well, as it did in Africa. Is the blue rock is the later stage rock, is the intrusion. The mineralization is in the intrusion that goes against the rhyolite. Once you see the intrusion attached to the rhyolite, you drill and you normally have mineralization. So the blue rock, this is only at Zgounder, or what we refer to as Zgounder Regional, which is the whole play, and we will add a lot of ounces. So as we were doing geophysics, we had this other big property that was ours, that was purchased by the previous CEO, and we were not too sure. We did the geophysics. Look at the intrusion. This is 4 by 4 kilometers twice. The intrusion is, the blue is over 6 kilometers long. It goes on both sides, so the mineralization came up and was pushed against the rhyolite on both sides. Historically, the bubbles at the top, that's where they were mining for 400 years, but never understood the geology. So we came in, we saw the geology, we started drilling, we did drill holes, bang, 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 32 meters, 1,000 grams per ton, silver, gold, copper, zinc, and lead. This will be 5 times the size of the little brother, which is called Zgounder. This is called Boumadine. It's a very unique project. We will have water around, electricity. So our company is going from 10 million, 40 million, 90 million, hundreds of millions of ounces of silver, and production is also going straight up. The third project is, and this is to show you geophysics. It works extremely, extremely well. We see it. Just there's 8 research reports on us. If you're interested, they're available. And some of the targets go from $12 to $17, and only one takes into account the second project. Everybody else is only on one project. And the third project, which we don't even refer, is right beside Imiter, called Imiter Bis. So it's really, really important because it's beside 400 million ounces of silver. We have the feeder zone into that project. It will come later as we develop the first and the second project. The first is in production. We'll put the second in production in 3-4 years, and this one will come after. But in the meantime, we'll still be, cash flow positive. So if you come with us, you'll see a press release every 2-3 weeks. It will be construction update. It will be drilling results, and a few corporate things. But we're not acquiring. We're not being acquired. We own 52%. We're taking this to the next level. And write my words, please, is we will follow the silver price. If silver goes to 35, our stock goes to 35. You just do the math, it works. If it goes to 50, we go to 50. And it's because we have almost 100 million shares, so it's easy to divide, and you multiply that by our net cash costs, and you'll see it's going to work. I think we're going way higher than 30, 35, and we'll be pushing hard on the exploration program. And last time we did 3.5 billion value before we checked out. I hope we do a bit better this time.